Good morning, everybody. Navy Vet 76 here. And I didn't get to finish all the ammo I loaded for my number 5. So I thought I'd bring it out and finish that. Again, it's IMR 3031, 36.5 grains with a Hornady 150 grain SP, which is a soft point. It's a 312 diameter bullet. I'm using the CCI large rifle primer. My overall length is 3 inches, .065. This is the first reload for these. I've shot 20 of these already, and there's quite a difference in the two, and it's the reason I was having case failure. You can see here, if I try to line those up, you can see quite a difference in the shoulder there. So that's that, and it was brass. I have no idea how many times I've been reloaded, and it had all been full length size over and over and over again. So these, as I probably mentioned before, these will only get reeled in neck size. So the brass should last longer because they will fit the chamber and I'll just keep them that way. They'll only be able to shoot in this particular rifle. And as somebody mentioned in the comments previously, they're going to have to bump the shoulder back every once in a while. And honestly, I'm not sure how you do that without full-length resizing, unless there's some special die I'm not aware of. So I don't know. Maybe I'll make a special die just to bump the shoulder back. I doubt it, but it's a good idea. So the stock was really dry on this, and I tried to get a lot of the oil out of it. There was some oil in it, so I cleaned the stock. I did not do any sanding or anything. And then I put, it's walnut, actually. It's really a dark wood to begin with. And then I put some boiled linseed oil on it to preserve the wood, I guess. And it really made it dark, really dark. Now, I don't have to put the pad on this. I imagine it's going to hurt a little bit. Not really. I brought my 22s out again today to do a follow-up video. And I thought, I want to finish up this box of ammo so I can reload them all together. Actually, The recoil's not too bad. I mean, I don't know how to describe it. You can see the gun jumping, but so far I don't have any issues with it. Last week I was out here and I was doing my videos on my 22s. I did one whole video before I realized my microphone had died. It ran out of juice. I think I told you before, but I use 3031 because it's a faster powder and it gives that powder a chance to burn more completely before the gas escapes the muzzle. Because of the short barrel on this carbine, I think this is a better suited powder for this rifle and other rifles in the 30 caliber range for that are short barreled carbines. But it does work pretty good in my number one. This rifle's not pretty, but it definitely fun to shoot. The rifling is really good. There's nothing I can really complain about with the bore. This was a turning condition rifle, and that was 10 shots. You know, they don't have to be pretty. These rifles that show their wear and use intrigue me just as much as anything else, because they've actually been used, possibly in a conflict. Somebody's carried this rifle in either a police or military capacity. I wouldn't really know. This one was made in, I think I said 1940, 1944, 1945, July of 1945. And when I loaded these, I stuck this bullet out as far as I could, and it just barely goes in the magazine. So that could have went out further. The aperture on this ladder sight 1 minute, 6 fire, 1 minute. Peep sight is pretty big. We got a break coming up. Pull that out, put the flag in. Pause the camera. Okay, well, the break's over. Got to talking to a buddy of mine here. Haven't seen him in a while. I can't tell you, it sucks getting old. I hadn't seen him in a while. He had to have some procedures done on his heart. Well, it's going to be interesting to see how many reloads I can get out of this brass as we're starting from scratch. Yeah, I have firearms in my collection that I just find fun to shoot. And to be honest, I'm getting kind of lazy because I have to reload, have to clean all this. I have to neck size, anneal and neck size, and check the overall length, and prepare the prep for reload and all that. In the past, when I first started doing it, I was excited about it. Now, I don't know. I enjoy shooting, but I'm lazy now. I get there are days where I'm thinking, I need to reload that. And I'm like, I don't feel like it today. The bolt is really smooth on this gun. My number one, my Lithgow, the bolt drags a little bit. I should take some time and figure out why. There are some differences between the Lithgow and this as far as the bolt goes. This one has a little lever here for bolt removal, where the Lithgow does not. You pull it out and just click this up, the bolt head up, and then pull it out. Where this one, you push this down and then lift the bolt head up. So there are differences in the way they work, but basically they work the same as so, when I reload these, I've got written down here reloads, and it says 1, which is actually the first reload. So it wasn't a reload, it was the first load. And I'll just keep count of how many times until I get a case failure. But should be significantly more life in reloading this, my theory is, and from the experience of other people, if you just neck size, and plus I keeping track of how many times it's been reloaded from starting from the beginning, be able to get more data on that. There it goes. These are, like I said, these are just barely going in the magazine. This is a 10-round magazine. And you don't get that lined up just right. It don't want to go in. And these are the last 10. I have not looked down the scope. I don't know. I'm using the bottom of the black center of the target as my aim point. And it looks like some of those are hitting right on where I'm aiming. Just looking from here. This is zeroed from where it was the last time I shot it. And they talk about these number 5s having a wandering zero. So it's going to be interesting to see. So if you go to the last video I did on this, you'll see where I finally had the zero set, and you'll notice there's holes in the side up here on the ears. And I used an SKS front sight tool to get windage, and it worked pretty good. So anyway, let's take a break and we'll go down there. All right, here we are at 50 yards. This was my point of aim right here. So my windage is set, elevation is right where I'm aiming. And as far as the wandering zero goes, well, not today. That's good shooting. That's a good load for my number 1 and my number 5.